entertainmentbuddha.com.
Hey now everyone, Matt Haywood here from entertainmentbuddha.com, and today we're going to check out a new game coming out, well hell, tomorrow on April 10th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And this game is Extinction from Iron Galaxy, which is going to cost you $59.99 for the standard and a bit more for the deluxe. So in particular, we're going to be checking out gameplay from the campaign. It's going to be the second part of the campaign, or chapter, not chapter 2, but the second part of chapter 1. How's that? It's called Titan's Wrath. I would love to say you could use this as a guide for when the game comes out for this particular chapter, but this game uses generated level content, so basically everyone's going to have slightly different campaigns to play through. So just real quick before we get into the gameplay, you play as Avil, who's one of the last humans that can fight and defend humanity against these 150-foot tall ogres called the Ravenii. And so he's been called into this kingdom to kind of help fight them back. What the gameplay you're going to see, this is essentially the gameplay you get for the entire campaign, for its Extinction mode and survival mode. You'll notice quickly in Extinction that the gameplay is pretty much the same no matter the mode you play in, as well as no matter what part of the campaign you're in, which is kind of a bummer. There really aren't that many cutscenes. There are a few animated cutscenes that show the past of Avil, but for the most part, as you've been watching, the story is told through these little dialogue pop-ups. Alright, in terms of gameplay, I mean, this is just a straight-up button masher, but with skill involved. It's all about chain and attacks. You can see Avil has kind of that floaty feel to him. So really, Extinction, it's all about the combat and how you use the environment and his skills to your benefit. So on each level, your main goal, again, is to protect civilians by saving them from these little minions and then teleporting away on these crystals. What this will get you is more power. If you look to the right, once it comes back, Avil's power meter. On the right, the fiery-looking meter. Once that is fully built up, that is the only time, there it is again, the shiny, fiery stuff, not the red stuff. So you build that up by killing minions and saving these peasants. And once it's filled up, Avil will get the ability to actually kill one of the Ravenii ogres when they show up. So a lot of times what you do in each level, at least early on, is try to build up that meter by saving peasants and by killing minions. That way, once the ogre shows up, you're going to have the ability, or at least the power level, intact to take him out. So I'm just going around building up that power meter. As you can see, like I said, Avil, he's pretty quick. I mean, he's got the parkour down. He can float. He can eventually wall run. He can juggle his attackers. So I did like this aspect of the game. I mean, it is pretty fun once you get the combat chained up. Now, some of that fun gets ruined due to the game's wonky camera, especially when you're fighting the Ravenii, which are the big ogres. So we'll see that later on. So within each level, like I said, the level itself is usually randomly generated, but you can have the main quest, which in this case is saving citizens and then taking on the Ravenii, as well as side quests, which is killing a certain number of minions, completing objectives in a certain amount of time, so on and so forth. But in reality, that's really the only variation you get in the gameplay, especially in the campaign. Literally, the only difference in the campaign is that the Ravenii get a little more difficult the further you make it, and that's about it. I mean, the scenarios are nearly identical from every level in every chapter, from every chapter on. I mean, you're literally, okay, run around and try to kill these guys before either time runs out or the city gets destroyed or all the peasants get killed. That's the variety. There are no going around looking for new pickups. There's no real exploration. This game is all about twitchy combat and getting shit done quick. Alright, so really, I mean, this is the first thing that intrigued me about Extinction, and that is fighting these 150-foot tall Ravenii ogres. So this is where the fun should come in. To take these guys down, you can't just sit there and start hacking on them. And I'm going to get killed a few times because this was from my first playthrough. So as you can see, they are deadly. One step to the face took me out, but luckily in Extinction you revive quite quickly. But you have to run your way all the way back to where you were, so if you're on a level that's giving you fits, this backtracking can become a pain in the butt. So I guess my tip is don't die. But as you can see, I mean, the game looks great. I mean, the scale's there. It looks better on the smaller screen. On the Xbox One X, things were slightly blown out looking, but it looks good. Visuals are on there, sounds on there. But yeah, back to killing the ogres. So like I said, you can't just go up and start hacking at it. You have to use this zoom attack to zoom in on its armor pieces and break those off first. So once you start breaking off the armor pieces, you can start to wound him by chopping off his appendages and eventually getting to his head, which is what you need to do. Well, you need to sever it to win the match against one of these bad boys. And there I go, getting stepped on again. Luckily, you can heal by avoiding damage for a certain amount of time. But I didn't avoid that knee to the face, so I'm out. So you'll just get to see the backtracking of Extinction. Here we go, more backtracking. Woohoo! If you look up there in the top right, as I said, most of the levels, you have things going against you. Either the town's going to get destroyed or the people are going to get killed. So once that 71% gets down to 0, I would lose if I did not complete my objectives beforehand. Alright, so the goal here, anytime you fight a Ravenii, is to take down their armor so you can chop up their appendages, so you can get to their head and chop that off. So I'm going to chop down his leg, which is going to bring him down to size. This is going to allow me to scale up the back of the Ravenii and hopefully chop off his head. So you can see the power meter is fully engaged. I'm going to go up. I'm going to try to. Like I said, the camera starts to get very frustrating when you fight these things. Let's try it again and again. And okay, okay, there we go. And a lot of it, some of it's probably first-time player stuff too, so I don't want to knock on that. And there you go. So, I mean, that's your typical level in Extinction. They do not change much more than that, though. I know this one's kind of early on, and it had a few tutorial-style notices. But once you get out of the first chapter, it's basically rinse and repeat with slight modifications to the objectives. So, I don't know. I'll have the full review coming out on April 10th. I played on the Xbox One X, so that's the version of the game I'll be reviewing. So for now, with the remainder of this video, I'm just going to throw up some kind of montage-style clips of me fighting in the game, taking down ogres or Ravenii. Because, again, that's pretty much what this game is. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. All right? Thanks for watching. Like I said, stay tuned for the montage of ogre death coming up shortly. Matt Haywood here, signing off for EntertainmentBoo.com, where we make you better geeks, one post at a time.
Hold your rune strike to execute the Ravenii.
I should build more rune energy.
Reveal your rune energy is fully charged.
Aim for the base of the neck.
Good work of you.
Thing down in no time.
Truly impressive work, Sentinel.
need to aim for the base of the neck.
Your skills give us a considerable...